Westside Radio with a sprinkle of that sweet Cadillac. By the way of the pot stirred by demons. Gangsta got the motherfucking church house, and then Franky got us up in this Bentley. So this is the G-Lew Show, Westside Radio. The 27th letter of the alphabet, which comes to the number 9 when you add it up. The hidden University of America, where they doing it at.
Baby, that Players Club tour was fat. We did that. Yeah, but it's 1995, you know what I'm saying? And we gon' represent my album, you know what I'm saying? So Franky, why don't you call up Al, man, and holla at him? But man, Al be getting in the brother's pocket. Yeah, it's all good though, it's worth it. Hey Al, why don't you drop that beat so Fly can kick something about Ragtop, man? Yeah. I knew from the gate that everything was real kosher. Didn't nobody wanna spend no money on a poster. I had a few G's, so I invested with my homie. And now you player haters be acting like you know me. For 1995, we gon' spit the truth. To show all you fools, the Players Club with no fluke. We open doors, we counting money by the stacks. Jenny Craig be calling because our shit is so fat. Like a pound of that real sticky green with a real potent scent. You can run off your mouth, little Fly's gon' represent. I ain't never been scared, what I'ma be scared now for? Shit, I'm like the 49ers, 5 in a row. Ragtop, sick like Isaac Hayes. We be producing and busting raps and getting paid. Yeah, punk. Thought you motherfucking knew. That's how we doing it, man, in 95, yeah. But check this out, man. Franky be doing all that work, paperwork, contract, stuff like that. Hey, Franky, you ever want to get the mic? Man, you know I want to spit it like I got it, gang. He's an OG with a lot of flavor. Franky J, why don't you pop some of that for some OGs, man? You know I got your back.
At the age of 18, I was smarter than a hood rat. Gat a 9 and candy in my sack. And the game I was playing was a real one. Nothing tried, nothing won. But I kept my head up, I always knew that I would. Took the script and bought a funky ass keyboard. Now I'm doing real fine, drinking champagne and wine. Don't need a 9, I got my brother by my side. I bet you never thought you were gonna hear my voice, but let me set the record straight, I'm the lady's choice. 40 years old with more nuts than a sticker. The game is over, 4 taste the winner. If I see you on the street, I'm gonna give you your props, cause I'm true to the game, I ain't gonna never stop. Franky J, president of Ragtop. Ragtop, just like I the game. We be producing it, bustin' rap and getting paid. Ragtop, just like I the game. We be producing it, bustin' rap and getting paid. Ragtop, just like I the game. We be producing it, bustin' rap and getting paid. Ragtop, just like I the game. We be producing it, bustin' rap and getting paid. Man, we gotta get Franky to spit something on the front. What you say, Fly? Man, I don't know, man. Franky kinda be tripping, man. I think he's still on parole. Yeah, trying to keep your ass out of jail, huh, nigga?
It's all good, man, you know. All you player haters be talking all that bull, but my boys, they got my back, and we going out like this.
Back in the days when I first started rapping on my block, all my neighborhood homies and friends, man, they would flock the spot. But the other individuals had no common sense because they thought I was just stressing some nonsense. Little did they know that the noise that I made way back resulted to another in yo MTV raps. I told you me flying Franky J was taking flight, glancing at the stars in the clouds in the night. At first it wasn't cool to get a VIP pass. They used to make a brother spend all this little cash so I can give the DJ my 12-inch wax so he could put me in the mix on the late night fat track. Up and coming artists trying to make it to the top. Keep on striving cause you know it don't stop. Rapping for tape, artists rolling with the riggedy Ragtop. Ragtop, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh man, hey, you know I got a passport now, Block. That's probably why your verse was longer than mine, huh? Man, Franky J wanna make an album. Ragtop, baby. Get it booked up for somebody to get shook up. Cause we rollin' with the Ragtop. Just like I the game. We can hate it, but the rap is going down. Ragtop. Just like I the game. We be producing it, but the rap is getting paid. Ragtop. Just like I the game. We be producing it, but the rap is getting paid. Ragtop. Just like I the game. We be producing it, but the rap is getting paid. Ragtop.
Sounds get laid down on Westside Wednesdays, OG Sundays.
Flashback Fridays. We're cruising with G-Lew, fabulous lowrider oldies. So just let me introduce myself. I'm Chewy Cadillac, baby. I drink up all the Hennessy you got on your shelf. We got to keep it fly, PI, and you know why.
Yay. Welcome to the G-Lew Show, Westside Wednesdays with G-Lew. I am joined by my lovely co-host, the beautiful Miss Queen Jean. Good evening, Queen.
Good evening, G-Lew. What it do?
Hey, I think it does something good tonight because we got a special guest in the house. I think it's doing something good tonight, you know. In the midst of everything going on, what up, everybody out there in the midst? I know we're still waiting on Trump to get up out of there. They just delaying everything. But up to everybody out there, thank you for tuning into the show tonight. Shout out to the sponsors, BTP Media Group, 93 Tweet, FMism, D.D. Harrison, Westside Car Club, Ladies of Football League, Rob the Realtor, and the GLewShow.com. It's Westside Wednesdays. We got a special guest. I'll let Queen go ahead and tell you what's going on.
Yes, we have a legendary special guest, Franky J. with a Y of Franky, president of Ragtop Entertainment. Responsible for the career rapping for Tay. So he's from Boston, Massachusetts. Excited to hear about his journey. Real cool, smooth brother. If he's in the green room, is he in the green room, G-Lew?
Yes, he is.
Hey, I'm on the mic. What it do?
What it do, Franky?
What it do, OG?
I'm on the mic, boy. I'm smoking one and got some Hennessy with some honey in it with some cubes of ice, baby. You don't want to hear the click click?
Let's hear the click click.
It's the Players Club Part 2. Stay tuned.
All right now. Hey, you like how I brought that in, so I had to bring you in back on the mic.
Man,
Franky.
You dropped the one we had up there with big old Al Eaton on the Ragtops. We was on one that night, boy. We had one that said, "Let's just do something fun, man. Let them know what you want to say, man." That was kind of one of the first songs where they said, "Franky J, get on the mic," and I said, I got some words, but I usually tell them the rappers. I don't usually let the rest of the people hear them. But now, every now and then, a brother can spit something for the G's. Right.
Man, we appreciated that. That 16 right there, that was classic, man. So I had to start the show off with that,
I appreciate that, man. Actually, that's going to be on Forte's Greatest Hits. It's coming out in December, man.
Okay. Great Christmas gift. Right on time for Christmas. All right.
Right on time.
Coming out with a gold, coming out with a plaque and everything.
That's right. Because, we're coming up, I don't know how many years it is, 30 plus probably, since Players Club.
I think we hit, I don't know if it's 28 somewhere we coming up on the thing, but we still smoking in the Bay. Yeah.
Okay. That part. Hey, man, tell us how everything came together for you, man. Just Ragtop or Franky J. I know she said you come from Boston. Originally a lot of people may think you from Frisco. So tell us that whole thing, how Franky J got started, man.
Oh man, I was born in Boston, raised in Roxbury, and
okay.
And
that's a new addition.
Man, oh yeah, my sister used to be down there in the studio. She used to be one of them girls back there. I know Bobby and them back when they was at the North Point Projects and stuff, and all them the homies that was down at the Dudley Station recording studio where New Edition started.
Right.
All the homies back there. So my dad was always into music. He worked in nightclubs and stuff, so I was always underground in music and going down and stuff. But when I got out of the Marine Corps, so how I hooked up with Fo was really pretty much based on, it was me, like Fo said in the song, Franky J and Fly. Fly is my little brother.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that, but Fly was the hype man, and Fly had the rep in the town. And Fo already had the game, so Fo had just did a stitch after we did the Don't Fight the Feeling with Too Short. Fo got caught up in some okie doke shit. and had to go in and lay down for about 3-4 months. And then when he got out of San Quentin, my brother picked him up in the car and brought him directly to me. And at that time, I had just got out of the Marine Corps, and I had quit my corporate job. And I said, man, I'm going to start a record label. And people was looking at me like I was stupid because I already had my master's degree, and I was working in corporate America. And I said, man, I want to get in this music thing. And a good friend of mine, Donald Boyette, who plays, they call him Sticks, who plays bass for Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson, and them. I was always trying to get him to let me do some songs. He said, Frank, you got to do your own thing. So I said, I got to find an artist. So when Fly brought me Foe, he came to my backyard, and homeboy got on the wall on the side of my house and started rapping. The song he actually put out is Forte is Back. I was rapping when Ron was raising. I said, oh, shit, okay, let's go do this. And that was RTP, baby. Okay, we're going to break it up. We're going to break up 3 companies. I'm going to do the management, Ragtop Entertainment. Fly, you got Ragtop Records. Foe, you got Ragtop Productions. Go get the fools. We're going to put it out. I'm going to do the business. We're going to go holler at these people. That's how I got started.
Wow. How did you know to do those, break that down that way? I mean, looking back, that was great.
I got an AA, BA, and a master's degree. I've always had corporate jobs, and I've always worked in the town, so I knew how to. My forte in business was distribution and inventory control. So back in the day, the whole thing was about people understanding. There was a lot of folks still coming out. They was trying to put out records, but they didn't know how to press their records up and how to get the distribution and all that other stuff. But that's what I went to school for.
Okay.
So I knew how to do the business end and corporate the business end, which is still the same on some other levels, is that you just got to know how to get your music out there and how to get paid. So getting your music out there and getting paid is 2 different things. I knew how to get paid. And I knew basically coming from what Foe and the talent Foe had and the rep he had all over San Francisco and both sides of the bridge and all in the Bay, that I could set him up on that if I set the business down straight. So what happened with regards to putting out our first album, because like a lot of people back then, they was going with music people. You know, that's where you run into Short put out his music, Spice, everybody in the town, man. JT the Bigger Figure, everybody was running over the music people because Jason Blaine is still a good friend of mine. A lot of people think Jason took him off, but, you know, Jason was a businessman. If you come in there with that okie doke and he could buy your album for $3 and get 500 copies and that's all you took and you was happy, then that's what you got. Right. When I put Forte's first album, I said, no, man, I'm not signing, but I'll do is I'll get my own deal. I got a credit line with Rainbow Records. They gave me a credit line of $5,000, which allowed me to press up 5,000 units, and I take them up, put them in the car, take them down to Intermittent Records, and he gave me $8 a copy right off the top. So I done already profited. And then you got to get your sneakers on and hit the street. You know? And what we did then is every morning we used to meet. Me, Fly would pick up Foe and then come by my house, and then we turn on the radio, KMEL, and figure out where the street team was at. And if they said they was over in Stockton, that's where we went. Giving out T-shirts, whoever was there, giving out CDs, shaking hands, kissing babies, and saying whatever else, and it kept moving. That's what they call out the trunk.
Right.
That's the hustle. And then to add insult to injury, then we say, you know what, let's get in a van and let's go visit some people, because a lot of artists right now, they got that scared in them. They can't, you know, and the way the world done turned this way, you can't go out there and do that. But back then, man, you can't be talking about selling your stuff in Texas unless you go to Texas.
Right.
They got to
show up.
You got it, man. They want to look you in the face and say, okay, that nigga real, or man, I ain't fucking with him one way or another. But my philosophy has always been, forget the rest of the world. We from the Bay, west of the Pecos, and we got to win this side of the town before you go talking about somebody else. Because if you bounce in the Bay, they're going to hear it in L.A. They're going to hear it in Chicago. They're going to hear it in Detroit, Cleveland. And New York gonna hate, but I ain't got no hate against them because I'm from the coast.
Right.
So that's how that kind of bounced around.
So we talking though. So was the first record you guys did, was that Players Club, or what was first coming out of Ragtop?
No, the first record we did was an album. Forte was a cartoon character on it. It was called Forte is Back.
Yeah. Okay.
I was rapping Run's Ways, and we had one of the homies that had SB 1200. And back then we were sampling everything, right? And then putting another little drum track on it and bipping. So the first album was Forte is Back, because he had just did like 8 months in San Quentin. And I said, well, let's just put out an album. And I actually got there's only like 6 plaques of that in the universe. And we sold like 10,000 units of that. And didn't nobody even know we had a record out. But
how long after this is after he got out with Short? Because a lot of people just know from the Short and then, the later maybe Players Club. You know what I mean? They don't know what was in between. Because Short, that was like, what, 88, 89?
88, 89. Fo was running around with Short and down on Myrtle Street and did the Don't Fight the Feeling. Because at that time, back in the Bay, there was perceived concept that, niggas from Frisco and folks from the Oakland don't get along. That's some bullshit. That never did exist. And then the combination between and Too Short always like Forte shit. So when he did Don't Fight the Feeling, Short actually took Fo to New York to get signed with Jive under his label. But Fo got locked down, so he couldn't make the trip. So by the time Fo got out of his stench, I had my brother pick him up at San Quentin. So Short didn't even have a chance. So I got him in the car and said, "We on Ragtop now, bro. This is what we do." And we did the Forte's Back album, and then that did so well. We was coming on, and as soon as we released the Forte's Back album, we started working on the Players Club. And it's kind of funny because I was trying to look around for beats, and like that Ragtop song you just played, what Lil Fly said, we was going around, because there was, in the town, there was a lot of folks with money, little dope money, just here and there, but most of the players had a rapper on their tip, you know what I mean? So I'm coming out of corporate America saying, man, looking for some money to put out a rapping Forte album, and they said, man, ain't nobody fucking with Fo. So I had to put a little dollars up in there and say, you know what, I'm gonna mess with you, Fo. Let's go, And we put our own money up. We started the company with $1,000. And then we didn't even have a studio we could go to because everybody was doing music and then nobody wanted to hear. So I actually went on what the equivalent would be Craigslist right now, a newspaper, and found a recording studio that was down the street from Short's place, and hooked up with a brother, and we went in the bathroom and said, we're going to do a new album, and it's called Don't Fight the Feeling, and I got the single for it. But then we had done about 6 songs, and then Fo didn't show up for a probation meeting, and he got locked up again. I said, oh, shit, okay. So as soon as he got out after a month, I was talking to him on the phone, and I said, Fo, I got your single called The Players Club. And I did the beat on there because I couldn't buy a beat, man. So I used my production skills that I knew how to do, took a sample for something, the drum loop on there, and Players Club was built.
Wow, okay. Didn't know you produced that, man. That's the one right there. That's what put it on officially on the map.
Well, see,
you know what I mean? I know
initially folks didn't hear that, but you hear that beat, a lot playing. I hear it on the radio now sometimes, and I visualize, and I've seen it on the thing because I get my royalty statements. I got my paperwork right. I's dotted, T's crossed, get your paperwork right. So you always get your money. So it come in every quarter. Is that they don't know where that original song from. That original song came from a Stax record that was done in 1948. And when I heard the guitar strum, I said, man, I'm on that. And that's where I flipped the beat from. You know, back then we didn't click on samples or nothing. So by the time we sold 20,000 copies, I got a phone call.
Right, that's when they come for you when you start selling some records.
Oh, hell yeah, they called up real quick. And at the time, it was funny because it was a Stax record, which had been bought out by this other company, and they called because they got listeners out there. If you play something, they listen. They pay youngsters to listen to stuff and said, man, I think that's so-and-so. They called up and they sent me like immediate letters like cease and desist. And I said, well, where your guys at? And at the time, they was in Berkeley. So I said, you know what? Who's the head of your legal department? They gave me his name, and I said, I'll be there tomorrow. So the next thing in the morning when they opened, I was at the door because I knew I was wrong. I knew I had to pay. So I went up in there and said, this is who we are, this is who I am, this is what we're trying to do. Show me the paperwork. And they told me, okay, well, you seem like you straight and it's clear. They told me to drop down a check for $2,500, which I wrote right quick. They gave me the paperwork, and they said, okay, you now had a right to it, and what we do is 75-25 split. Oh, 75 to us, 25 to you? Oh, where'd I sign that? Down, done. Over.
Right.
Then EMI,
and that's a classic to this day, and a lot of people use that. And a lot of other people use that beat. A few people.
Well, it's kind of funny because like last year around this same time, we was fighting because this youngster group out of L.A., Shoreline Mafia. You know, rest in peace to them cats over there because I had to go deliver them some paper because they jacked the beat. Used Forte's name on the thing and put it out, and some other yahoo down there talking about, well, it's going to lift Forte's career up. I said, I don't give a damn about no lifting. Man, why you take my fucking song and you ain't hollered? So I actually had to knock on their door and went through EMI and sued them people over there and, you know, went through some whole bunch of stuff. But, you know, I said, first of all, you can't use the song, and they wanted me to negotiate so that folk could get a percentage of the song and be on it. But I said, man, I looked at their videos, and these youngsters out there, man, they got guns in every video. They got rolls, bands. We don't do that player shit, man. We don't put. You ain't never seen no Forte video with no goddamn guns and no rolls and stacks.
No.
You might have some ass in the video, but if you got paper, you ain't got to show it in the video.
Right.
And I didn't want to be associated with that, so that kind of went left on the thing. And I dropped it because one of the dudes in this little thing got shot and stuff, and I said, see, that's why I didn't want to be involved in that, man. Even though they have a nice following down in L.A., and I understand they got a big following, but it ain't about money all the time. And then when Drake jacked Forte's lyrics, it was another whole bunch of shit. Because he straight jacked the whole thing.
The whole verse.
The whole song.
The whole goddamn song, and it goes on the internet. And I hear from Aunt Banks from Short Stick. Aunt called me up and said, Franky J, you heard that Drake shit? And I said, man, you know what? Because at that time, me and Flo was feuding on some stuff. And I said, man, look, I got a production company. I'm going to have them holler. And then I called Flo up. I said, what you going to do, Flo? And he said, man, I talked to Baby and them, and I got it worked out. I said, okay, well, handle your business, because at that point, because, you know, the way the business separates, I step left from a dude. If they find a better manager than me, I suggest you go get with them, because I can't play. I divide paper real quick. Go get you somebody that cares about you. So one way or another, but I call them people up and hollered at it. But the way I feel about that Drake thing and the way the internet comes out, that Drake played Forte $100,000. Drake ain't never gave Flo no $100,000. And as far as I'm concerned, when I'm in a club and I hear Drake's song, I go outside and have a cigarette and light a joint, because dude ain't right. Because if you're a millionaire and you know a brother from the town and from the streets that come up and you jack his lyrics on there, respect as a rapper, respect in the game says that you call a nigga up and say, man, check this out, man, get on my next thing over here, I'm going to put you up. Or you call them. You don't have, when you got that kind of money, man, you don't have your lawyers call a nigga from the town, from the hood. You call him. And he ain't never called. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the OG code, Drake ain't got it, never had it, and never will have it. And the only reason he got to use it like that there is because he associated. But in terms of player status, dude ain't no player.
Okay.
That's
wow.
real.
But aside from that, again though, the Players Club is out. It's on the map. You get your paperwork right, but that was just the beginning because really, I guess about a year or two later, what Players Club was 93, 94, 95 when I know you guys dropped Off Parole. That's the one that did it. Classic album. I think it went gold. And Forte is out there with Short and all these features. Tupac on All Eyes on Me. Tell us about that as far as the company standpoint when that took off.
Here's the funny part about that. This is a truism, man. I'm gonna keep it real.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Forte only went gold on one album, The Players Club. We went 485, 450.
Okay.
Because we
went all the way 500. Went all the way 500.
No, didn't go 500 to get the plaque on the wall because we were messing with EMI. Because when I signed, because Bo, Fly, and myself, we sat down over the weed joint over in Fly's house to sit down and agonize over signing with EMI. And the reality of the situation was that a lot of labels, Priority, Relativity, bunch of labels was looking at trying to sign Fo, and their paper was maybe a little bit more. But I said, Fo, do you want to be on a label they got a gang of other rappers, or you want to be on a label that ain't got no rappers? So we went with EMI because the only people that was on EMI was AZ, who I love.
Yeah.
And I talked to Guru at that time. Guru from New York, he said, Franky J, mess with EMI because they got the paper they going to do, which means if we had been on a rap label, all them things, Off Parole would have went platinum because I actually believe Off Parole is the best album we did.
Yeah, that was classic. That's what I'm just saying. That album was classic, man, all the way through.
Man,
it was slapper all the way through. I remember I bought that album.
We got E40 Sheezy, What's Wrong with the Game on there, and then my dog that I helped hooked up, Master P, and me and P, like we ain't talked in a while because the game done changed over this way. But P back in the day was a big influence. P, I was talking to P, Master P, helping him manage some other stuff, and I said, P, I can't do that because I'm a one artist kind of person. I could have managed this person, Delinquents, over out of Oakland, to help them with their deal. I could have managed San Quinn. I could have managed some stuff JT was doing, but I was a single-minded, focused person, and I was focused on Forte only, and the rest of but we had associations with everybody, and then what people don't know, even during because I even sat down in Suge's office, because Suge sat me down in his office and said, well, we want to sign Rappin' Forte. And I said, hey, Suge, Fo ain't going to be on death row. That ain't happening.
Is this when they were recording for All Eyes on Me?
Oh, yeah, they was doing everything. Because we was down there. Fo stayed down there with Pac. And Pac and Fo was like Nuts and Snickers. Which is why people don't understand the relationship that Pac had with Fo was a penitentiary type relationship, but an underdog relationship, and they had a connection that could nobody break on the situation, because there was a couple other people that didn't want Fo on that. Only God could judge me, but Pac said, "Nah, that ain't gonna happen." Fo was in there, so. When you said we had a lot of stuff, but the problem was when we dropped that album, EMI closed down and they switched us to New Tribe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because New Tribe, they broke up EMI, took all the artists that were rappers on EMI and gave us. And some people got choices and said, well, you could go with Priority, or we gonna set up this new label, New Tribe. And see, the problem, and they switched us over to New Tribe. We didn't want to go with New Tribe because New Tribe was messing with Jay and them down in Houston. And the dude that was the AR person in charge of everybody down there was a cat that was messing with them Houston dudes. You know what I mean? And that's when they got Loonies and 5 on You. I said, man, I ain't trying to mess with dude and them. Which is why they didn't push the album as much as it is, because we had every feature in the universe on that damn thing. We even went down to Louisiana and Heat. P on that.
And
he
you had
did a song
big songs that were out, even with the Too Short song. You had a video. It was on his album as well. I mean, that was a big album, man.
Well, see, here, this is funny. So we down there, we did the Never Talk Down on the Player.
Mm-hmm.
Is the name of the song, and we did, and
Mm-hmm.
Reed was on that song. We flew down to Atlanta, and we was in the studio on the big screen watching the OJ trial.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the Never Talk Down on the Player came up. OJ got acquitted. And that's when the title came, Never Talk Down on the Player, because OJ from Frisco.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't even know that.
Because, OJ is from Frisco.
Okay.
And that's where the title comes in. Because Short did his verse and then went and did something, and Fo did his verse. So while we was taking a break, one of the smoke breaks, you know how the brothers do it, Breed come in. He just happened to be in town, and Breed said, "Oh shit, I'm on this song." And then Breed got on there. Breed fucking around with Forte. He was supposed to be on the song. So the song was supposed to be a single on Forte's album, right? As soon as we got up out of the studio, 2 weeks later, I submit the album, our thing on there. We get a call from Jive. Jive Records said, "We would like that Never Talk Down on the Player to be on Short's album too." So they had to be EMI, talk to Jive, and Jive talked to EMI. They talked to me. I said, "Man, Too Short's a homie, man. Whatever the hell works." And they said, "Well, Short gonna do a video." Okay, folks, just go to the video. There it is. Ain't no problem.
Yeah, that was
because
big.
you don't never in the game, when you got players in the game that's also in the game, it ain't about like no dollars and cents. It's about, okay, you with that brother, and because we can pick. I said, folks, we can pick up our dollars fucking with Short on any given day. So we don't have to be. It don't have to be on the album. If it's on Short's album, it could be on our album. He doing the video that helps promote you. Let's go. You know, so it makes it easy. So anytime we did anything with Short, E40, Spice One, Pac, all them cats, they know. Fodun did songs, and during the time when I was managing him and we was doing things, we would always do songs with everybody. And nobody in the game west of the Pecos could sit down and say, down to 8 Ball and MJG, they ain't gonna fuck with Fo on no mic. And they always wanted him on the mic because they knew we do straight business. It ain't about the dollars. Because if we did a song on your album, we would get our money from us promoting what we do. You get your money from what we did on your shit, and you don't have to worry about it. Because it ain't always about the dollars and the cents. It's about the game and that relationships, which is why if you pull up Fo's got most features, everybody in the universe. Even Wyclef. We did a feature with Wyclef.
Wow. Yes, Forte got a gang of features. He done featured with everybody, I mean, over the years.
Everybody.
Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Tell us, I know you were speaking on this, and I'm going to take a quick break, but you were speaking on the Suge thing. You said he wanted to sign Forte at
yes,
one
sir.
point?
Yes, sir. We had a conversation.
And what happened with that?
He's not for sale, man. I can't sign Fo. Because at that time, it was and it was really funny because it was at that time because Fo, he was going through some things, and Fo was staying during, I tell you, when the time frame was when Snoop was going through that murder trial.
Right.
Fo stayed at Snoop's house in Chino when until that trial was over. Every day he stayed down there with and Snoop would tell you, Fo stayed with him during that whole trial. He was the only nigga that was there every day. So there's love on that. And actually,
yeah, they go way back. Yeah, they featured on his album, The Eastsiders.
Yeah, Snoop and Fo kind of call themselves cousins because they kind of do that. Snoop is an old school throwback real player, and he is really, people think he's like his if you sit down, I done smoked with him, sit in the house with him, and people think he's like, okay, well, that's an artist. That ain't an artist. That's Snoop. That's how he is. He's funny. He just got that throwback on him. He should have been born in the 50s pimping motherfucker, but he didn't. And him and Fo had that same relationship, had a different relationship than Pac, but they had an understanding where they understood Fo was a lyricist.
Right.
And everybody knew that when you go in the studio, when you got Danny Boy, you got DJ Quick, you got all the cats on and Death Row that was coming in there. When you had to go in there and the mic in the booth, they dropped the beat. There ain't no punch in. Nigga, get out the booth until you get the skills right. You got to go in there and spit 16 and say, oh, are you ad-libbing? No, out.
Right.
But I told him,
right.
He sat down, he understood where I was coming from because he knew I was from the Bay in this way, and I ain't no gangster. I don't run around with no crew, no what's called, and I don't have no, filters and all that stuff. I said, man, I can't. That's my dog. I love folk. It ain't about an artist-manager relationship. It's a youngster that needed something, and I had the ability to be able to provide it for him. And the nights that we spent too many nights riding in the car when we didn't have money, and then we had big money, and we lost money, and then we came up on the thing. That was my he still is to this very day. That's my nigga. I wouldn't sell him to nobody, to a record label or no band. Stand it.
That's right. Somebody wanted me to ask you this question. You got the success of Off Parole, but then around that same time, you have the Dangerous Minds soundtrack that comes out, and you're a part of that, which was very big. Yeah. How did you guys become a part of that?
The Dangerous Minds story is really funny. So we down there in L.A. at one of the little parties because we once every 2 weeks we rolled down to L.A. got us a hotel room at the Hyatt Regency right across the street from the House of Blues. And we didn't have nothing to do. So you go down there for 2 or 3 days, we have breakfast and walk around and go holler at women down on the street or whatever else. So you don't have nothing to do. So one of the homies said, I think it was Little Rich's son, said there's a party going on in Beverly Hills on Woo Whoop. So I said, okay, we in. Because one of the nights the night before that, we was rolling around Beverly Hills with Ice-T in the car. He was picking up packages,
Right.
And Fo and Ice-T is tight, too. So he said there's a party in Beverly Hills. So I said, well, man, we ain't got no invitation to the thing. He said, man, you come. Now, this is Little Rich's son. He getting in everywhere. So we go up to this party, right? And we stand on the balcony smoking some of that from the yay. And this white girl comes out and says, can I hit that? And I said, yo, you hit that, there ain't no blunt. I don't do blunts, man. We roll papers up here. I do anyway. So the dude said, okay, she hit it, and I said, well, what do you do? She said, my name is Kathy Nelson, and I'm the head of A&R for Disney, and I'm doing a movie. I heard you had a rapper, and I said, yeah, I do. And he said, it was Rapping Forte, and he said, well, we'd like to do some songs because we're working on this movie called My Posse Don't Do Homework. So she said, well, can you bring some songs? And I said, absolutely. I got Fo. We left that party that night. We flew back to the Bay Area, and a day and a half later, I flew back down to L.A., went into Disney Studios and played songs for her. She said, well, we want 2 songs on there. We like 2 of them. And I said, one of them is a Michael Jackson, I Want You Back song. We straight jacked Michael Jackson. Straight looped it, the whole fucking thing. Now, we knew damn well we was with EMI or whatever. We didn't have enough money to mess with Michael Jackson's song. On a rap? Nah. So they said, well, we can't clear it. So I said, well, I got some connections, so let me make a couple of calls. So I called Alana Ritchie, see if he can hook me up with somebody. So I went to meet Joe. And I said, Joe, we got this thing on here. Can we use the song? And Disney wants to put the song out. He said, well, he made some calls. He called me back at the hotel. I went back the next day. He said, yeah, you can use the song. He listened to it and coming this way. So we did and then we did a 75 split to him, 25 to 4. I said, I love you for that because it's straight Michael Jackson loop. And we went up to Disney, and they said, well, we want both damn songs. And they broke us off like chunk. They broke us off a $250,000 check. And then EMI said, wait a minute, you an artist? I said, that ain't your damn song. So we had to go fly to New York and talk to them. Man, the game is deeper than the abyss. But that's how we got on that song. We met Kathy Nelson standing at a Beverly Hills party, smoking a joint on the porch, and said, I'm looking for some songs, and we just went and did them. And then we did that Problem song for her, and that's how we got on the Dangerous Mind soundtrack. And the Dangerous Sound soundtrack, because we were actually down, we were going to deal with, because Coolio was Coolio anyway. And come to find out, the next day when we came back down to do the deal for Dangerous Minds, we went to the studio because Coolio was recording Gangsta's Paradise. Mm-hmm. And I forget the dude's name that did produce. I know his name off the top of my head, but I can't think now. He said, well, man, I'm trying to do a Forte song. So we bought a song from him because we had cash from Disney. And we bought a song from him. And that's how we got on the Dangerous Mind soundtrack. Not one song, but they got 2 Forte songs on there.
Wow.
And
that's big.
It come through quarterly.
Right, that was big. That was big because that soundtrack was major. Yeah, that was major. What we're gonna do? Take a quick break.
Man, they had everybody.
Yeah, that was big. That was big. I'm gonna take a quick break. Queen, you got anything before we go to break?
No, we can take a break. I'm good.
Okay, we'll be right back in about 2-3 minutes. Right.
You need
That's
some more
what I
ice
need to go
cubes.
through, too. Yeah, we need to get some ice, man. Refresh our beverage. So we'll be right back. It's Westside Wednesday, the G-Lew Show. OG Franky J, Queen Jean, G-Lew. We'll be right back.
All right, cool. So listen, this is Chucky Thompson, Hitman producer, and you are tuned in to the G-Lew Show. And let me tell y'all something, man. You early, okay? You're not late. If you're not tuned in, you are super late. So stay early and stay tuned in. My man G-Lew.
You see, you never talk down on a player. I spray ya, then break it down till you need your best to say a prayer. This funk been a part of my life ever since the starting gate. Remember me and my nigga Show Dog way back in '88? Broke them bitches down with some sexual hit. And the man of town ain't been the same since Don't Fight, you feel? But now you knew, boo. Stayed off in this game on an accident. Copied another nigga's style. Punk, don't let this rap shit get you broke off. Cause he is potent like that ain't right. Find a made the name for yourself, but don't believe the hype. Fool, who you think opened the door for your producer? If it wasn't for the dog and them hoes, you wouldn't have a future. And let me add that I can never be scared of ya. Rapping folk born and raised off in that Bay Area. Sticking to that ass like a hot bowl of grits. Hits on top of hits. Who you think started this shit? Never talk down on the player unless you're ready to be straight. But as a hater, saver. Bitch in the minute for a nut. It's the folk and the dog got you feeling when it's small. Never talk down on the player unless you're ready to be straight. But as a hater, saver. Bitch in the minute for a what? It's the folk and the dog got you feeling on the small.
It's going down right now. California macking at its best. Something for my niggas on the grind from the west. Cali is my home, but it's just like yours. Niggas love to get money while they fuck they whores, hit all the parties, and do the same old shit. Bitches getting broke cause the game don't quit. I had a flashback, it was the Oakland Raiders at the Coliseum. We ain't nothing but players, dying is glistening. Hoes whispering, bitches know my name cause it's a natural thing. I had to bend the corner, really didn't wanna. Punk, you's a goner, heard you was on a stick up mission. Triple beam in the kitchen, never shot nobody, but I'm damn sure itching to blast you. Cause in your dream you shot me, then you woke up and found out you can't stop me.
Never talk down on the player unless you're ready to be straight. But as a hater, saver. Bitch in the minute for a nut. It's the folk and the dog got you feeling on this funk, nigga. Never talk down on the player unless you're ready to be straight. But as a hater, saver. Bitch in the minute for a what? It's the folk and the dog got you feeling on this funk. If fucking the motherfucker on the mic be a crime, best believe the police got the APB out on mine. Because I got some more disguises in that fool inspector gadget. I'm not a witch with crystal ball, let me have it. I see the player hating way back from the gate. Now everybody wanna be a PLAYA. While I to yourself and play the role well as a simp. Knowing damn well your bitch boss show you the pimp. Because they smile in your face. And all the while the motherfuckers wanna take your place.
That's right, folks, from the old school, been doing shows. Been coming tight in studios. Songs on the radios, interviews and laughs. Up at the mall signing autographs. And ain't nothing gonna change talk down on a player's name.
You never talk down on a player unless you're ready to be straight laced, but as a hater, safer. Bitch in the minute for a nut. It's the phone when the dog got you feeling on his phone, nigga. Never talk down on a player unless you're ready to be straight laced, but as a hater, safer. Bitch in the minute for a what? It's the phone when the dog got you feeling on his phone.
Doghouse. Give me some of that G shit, Goldie Low. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, check this out, y'all. We got Snoop Dogg in the house tonight with the homeboy Trey D. Waniac, Triplo, and Goldie. Forte from the Bay. What you say? We got Snoop Dogg in the house tonight with the homeboy Trey D. Waniac, Triplo, and Goldie. Forte from the Bay. We do this like every day.
Did you get the dank? Did you get the dank? Yeah, I got the dank. You got the gas on the tank? VIP status. Don't need an apparatus. Cause the niggas I fuck with, they all about the caps. Down the Yellow Brick Road. My destination, the doghouse. Coach and Remy, Villa Jimmy's, we going all out. Looking for the wizards, creeping through the fog. Got some badass bitches headed to the players' ball. They gon' be stripping and wiggling ass. Hope you brought your player pass. Trady Goldie half dead, the twins blaze sack. Bigger than big every day in LA. Folks say, representing for the whole damn yay.
Doghouse, turning it out. And if you ain't dope, you got to get the fuck out. That's on the OGDP. And that's how it is when you fucking with me.
Only God can judge me. That right? Only God, man. Nobody else. Nobody else. All you other motherfuckers, get out my business. Ready?
Perhaps I was blind to the facts. Stabbed in the back, I couldn't trust my own home. Sister bust dirty rap. Will I succeed? Paranoid from the weed. And hocus pocus, try to focus, but I can't see. And in my mind, I'm a blind man doing time. Look to my future, cause my past is all behind me. Is it a crime to fight for what is mine? Everybody's dying. Tell me what's the use in trying? I've been trapped since birth. Cautious, cause I'm cursed. And fantasies of my family in the hurt. And they say it's the white man I should fear. But it's my own kind doing all the killing here. I can't lie, ain't no love for the other side. Jealousy inside, make them wish I died. Oh my Lord, tell me what I'm living for. Everybody's dropping, got me knocking on heaven's door. And all my memories of seeing brothers bleed. And everybody grieves, but still nobody sees. Recollect your thoughts, don't get caught up in the mix. Cause the media is full of dirty tricks. Only God can judge me. Yeah, baby. Only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. And only God can. Only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. Flatline. I hear the doctor standing over me, screaming I can make it. Got a body full of bullet holes, laying here naked till I can't breathe. Something's evil in my IV. Cause every time I breathe, I think they're killing me. I'm having nightmares, homicidal fantasies. I wake up strangling, dangling my bed sheets. I call a nurse cause it hurts to reminisce. How did it come to this? I wish they didn't miss. Somebody help me, tell me where to go from here. Cause even thugs cry, but do the Lord care? Trying to remember, but it hurts. So I'm walking through the cemetery, talking to the dirt. I'd rather die like a man than live like a coward. There's a ghetto up in heaven in the hours. Black power is what we scream as we dream in the paranoid state. And our fate is a lifetime I hate. Dear mama, can you save me? And fuck peace, cause the street got our baby. We gotta eat, no more hesitation. Each and every black male strapped. And they wonder why we suicidal running round strapped. Mr. Police, please try to see that it's a million motherfuckers dressing just like me. Only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. And only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. Only God can judge me.
That would just not kill me, can only make me stronger. I don't see why everybody feel as though they gotta tell me how to live my life. Let me live, baby. Let me live.
Pop, I feel ya. Keep serving it on the realer. For instance, say a player hating markers out to kill you. Would you be wrong for bucking a nigga to the pavement? He gon' get me first if I don't get him. Who start praying? Ain't no such thing as self-defense in the court of law. So judges, when we get to where we're going, we're in the cross. That's real. Got him, lift him, crept the fuck up on him. Sold a $500,000 case. Now everybody want him. After talking behind my back like a bitch would. Telling them niggas you could play the punk, I wish you would. To be the same motherfuckers in your face that'll rush up in your place to get your safe. Knowing you on that paper chase, grass, glass, big screen and leather couch.
My new shit is so pretty, already sold the key an ounce. Bitch, remember Tupac and Forte? Them same two brothers dodging bullets, representing the base. Pac when you was locked down. That's when I'll be around. Start climbing up the charts so sick, but they tried to clown. That's why they ride the bandwagon, still be dragging, telling lies. Don't think I don't see you haters, I know y'all in the sky. Guess you figure you know me cause I'm a thug that love to hit the late night club, drinks and buzz. Been living lavish like a player all day. Now I'm about to floss some ball players, sit with Forte. Only God can judge. Only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. That's real. Only God can judge me. 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 Only God can judge me.
What's cracking? It's your boy OG Arabian Prince from the world's most dangerous group, NWA. I'm on the G-Lew show with my homegirl, Queen Jean, the sexy Queen Jean, G-Lew, 24/7. Y'all come check this out once a week. You hear this once a week or every day? Once a week, every day. Get on the podcast, go check it out, go on the website, go on the social media, pump up the G-Lew show and Queen Jean. Peace.
Arabian Prince, back with a style of type, not slow and low, it's the fast type. Getting dumb, can you hear the drum?
We're back live on the G-Lew show, Westside Wednesdays with our special guest OG Franky J, up in the place to be. Yay, man, we doing it
y'all
tonight.
Did that. That's
yes,
what they
sir.
do.
Yes,
you
sir.
know?
Classics. You guys got classics, man. You made history. Franky J, y'all made history, man.
Man, I got the Ragtop logo tatted too, because I'm scared of needles. And Pop paid for my Ragtop logo on my arm.
Wow.
I don't do needles.
Wow.
But that's
wow.
my dog. Man, Pop was the nicest dude in the universe, man, in the world, man. In the world.
Yeah.
I go
that's
back
a great loss right there.
Right.
I go way back with him with Digital Underground and all the other folks when he was with the 5150. That was the first group he was on in San Rafael.
Okay.
Because it's like, it's like a lot of people don't know different across the universe, but the Bay is a big place, but it's a small place. And
right.
And if you got game and you write, folks know about it, because that bullshit gets put to the left real quick. Associations, you run around with this crowd over this crowd or that crowd, and they ain't gonna have it, whatever else. But I always maintained, and I kept this with regards to my brother Fly and his game, and following the things. I said, man, and that's where Players Club came from. I said, what I want to do is, because we don't run around with no guns and talking about killing people shooting them in the forehead and all that stuff. We about partying, about these. That's where the Players Club. Future macking at these women. Leave your gun at the house, man. I ain't nobody throwing no gun. Motherfuckers got them, but if you around people that's about the same like mind as you in terms of making some money and some business and helping your family out, you ain't got no time to be toting no gun and being around no niggas that want to shoot people. Well,
yeah,
man,
it's about that energy.
I got love for
right.
And Master P and E40 and Richie Rich and Delinquents and Cell and ain't nobody in the Bay that they couldn't call, because folks always tell them call Franky J and he'll tell you if we can do that. And I say, who you with? And they call up, even with Teddy Bohannon and them back in the day, coming in the thing when they was moving stuff. I said, we'll be at the studio. And they tell me, oh, that's West Oakland, man. We can go to West Oakland. Because if you got love in the town, you got love in the town. If you got enemies in the town, then you got a problem. And and the reason you got enemies is because you was messing with somebody's broad that already told you that was their broad, or you was messing, because it was never about no money. It's about game.
Right.
And that's what's missing out here right now. Because first of all, they ain't got no game. None. Zero.
Preach.
That's why I
Talk to
come
him.
up with the OG code.
Right.
I'm going to put out a book, the OG code. There's some rules in there. We had meetings. There's certain things you don't do. First of all, if you're doing these videos, you got money, keep it in your pocket. You ain't got to show it in the video because you're about to get robbed because another thing down the street is broke. I'm going to keep it real.
Great.
You know?
That has happened, too, with these youngsters doing that same thing. Yeah, that has happened.
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, the youngsters, they all about the clout now. They put everything on their Instagram.
A couple of weeks ago and said, man, Franky J, I heard, I didn't know you was him. I said, yeah, I'm him, but what's happening? He said, well, can I talk to you about the thing? I said, let me see your videos. He put out, he gave me his link to his videos. I called him back a day later. I said, man, is that the same money that was in the first video that was in the second video? The fuck is you tell? And take them skinny jeans off, man. Okay, that's cool. I'm good with that, and I know that's the fashion.
I ain't cool with that shit.
But that ain't. That's not the fashion you knew.
What? No, that. Well, okay, it's cool, but
that's
everybody
what they do, though. That's what the youngsters do.
That's
Grown,
what they do.
Yeah, everybody don't.
I ain't mad at them. And I do production, so I'm listening to it. What is all that echo in your voice, man? You putting the reverb on your thing. I know how to produce. Where's your voice?
Right.
Let me hear what your voice sounds like. They got all this thing. Everybody got the equipment, man. You can filter in. You don't have to go to no major studio now. You can buy. Man, they got some badass beats on the internet that you can buy for $45. Dudes out there making money talking about, okay, I'm doing a song, but who's singing it? Who's rapping to it? If you ain't got no image and you ain't set yourself up in the game to sit down and say, I'm producing the image, don't be worrying about what they doing in Detroit and Chicago. What's happening 6 blocks from where you live at? And if them niggas are slanging, danging, hustling, pimping, the age between 18 and 22, them fools is downloading shit for free. I'm not trying to make no music for free downloads. I'm trying to make, I told him, I said, when you hear a Ragtop song, you may not like it as an 18, 20-year-old, but if you go to your mama's house in the barbecue, it's going to be playing. Check that. I want to make music. Folks that got jobs, they're going to download and give me my 99 cents for my single instead of somebody on streaming it on live stream and they getting it for free and they playing and walking around. That ain't helping me do nothing.
He said, I want people with jobs that can download my shit and pay me my money. They can afford that 99 cents.
Yeah.
Do it do the business right, man. Just do the business right.
Yeah. Because I was telling them on my new artist, Bay Boy, I said that's why we putting out, like I said, we coming out on this book thing and we doing we got 4 videos out there and we about to put a 5th and a 6th. We putting out 7 videos for the song because they don't know what he look like. So they're going to hate at a certain point, but they're going to get the button and say, man, dude, serious on this. And you're not going to be able to go to the universe, Spotify, and all the other things and get the music because I created my own damn thing. You have to come to Ragtop and get my 99 cents. I don't need you to send it to Spotify and then they hold my money and then you send me a portion. Oh, man,
that's right.
I got love for
That's right. That's right.
And they should keep
Ragtop. Give my 99 cents.
Send me my shit direct. I got PayPal, I got Whistle, I got Dizzle, I got all the things. You can send me my shit right now.
Give me my 99 cents, man. Quit playing, man. That's all I'm asking for is 99 cents. Give me my shit direct, man. Straight up.
Yeah. And then you can download it and throw the disc out the window or do whatever you want to, whatever. I don't care what you do, man. But what you ain't gonna do is do like I argue with people and they say, "Oh, Frank, you like this song?" And the first thing I ask them, they say, "Man, listen to this beat." Oh, I like this artist, whatever. And the first thing I ask them is, "Did you pay for it?" Then it's silent. So nigga, what is you talking about? So what you done is say you like the beat and you like the artist. I don't even know who it is, but you ain't gave them they little props for doing the hustle that they doing. That's like smoking a nigga's joint. You didn't come with no paper. What is you telling me, man? You got the wrong thing. Y'all probably voted for Trump.
Hey, what? Hold on. Let me let Queen come in here. She got some questions for
Franky
you.
J.
You just mentioned up. Yeah. Go ahead, Queen.
Oh wow! I was looking at your video, "Bye, Babe Boy." Throw that ass back. That's a cold video right there. What inspired that video? How did you meet Babe Boy? How did that come about?
So here's the funny part. So last year, Fo and I got back together after being apart from like 12 years. Fo called me up. He said, "Franky J, I need to put out an album." I said, "Oh, you know I got your back." So we immediately hooked up like BART train and tracks and started doing songs. We did 26 songs. We got Sugar Free, we got Spice, we got a whole bunch of songs on the thing. So at that time, folks was calling me talking about we need to see Forte. I was getting calls from Japan. They want him in Arizona, Montana, Portland. And I said, well, since my brother Fly was already out the game, and I said, well, we need a hype man. He said, well, I got a youngster named Babe Boy from down on Army Street, and he's pretty tight. So I said, as usual, you know, I got to bring him over, meet, talk to the brother, see his mind, set up a couple studio appointments, because these fools will sit up there talking about they want to be a rapper. And you say, we at the studio at 8 o'clock, and they call you at 8 o'clock. I said, nigga, we supposed to be at the studio at 8 o'clock. Don't call me.
Right.
What's your plan?
Right.
I thought you said you want to be a rapper. I'm not a rapper. I'm a businessman here. But this Babe Boy showed up half an hour early on 3 different sessions. And I said, oh, I'm fucking with him. So then we had a trip we had to do a show up in Montana. And I said, Babe, you want to come be the hype man? And he said, hell yeah. So we went to Montana. We did a show in Sacramento. We did a show in Arizona. And he rolled with us. And, you know, when you sit in a hotel with a person on the plane and you get eating the burgers and doing what we do, you get to know something about him. I said, Babe, I'm fucking with you. And then when Fo started saying, well, I don't want to do this on the album, I said, you know what, Fo, I'm going to do Babe's album and then we'll get back to you. You know what I mean? And that's how I met Babe Boy through Forte, because Babe grew up on Forte's music, and he loved Forte. Mm-hmm. And
so he knew
it was,
he was perfect for hype man.
He brought him to the table, and he said, I'm going to put you on, and he put him on with me, and he had the right mentality, so that's why I'm putting out Babe Boy right now, the first one. And Babe Boy's from Frisco Army Street section of the town. He's a hustler. And
I even like that cut change on you too. That's you know that's vice versa on that one, change on you.
Yeah, well, you notice if you listen to the Ragtop Entertainment and you check out anything we done, we ain't gonna have no what's called. And then we did. I had a conversation with him about throw that ass back, because it's during the time black people are dying out here, right? And I said, man, consciously, I'm looking at it being older than Bay and them. I said, man, I don't know. We'll shoot the video, but I don't know if it's a time to be putting no ass in front of people when they got, you know, black people being killed and marching and all that stuff. And then Bay said, Franky J, where I'm from, they like ass. So I said, okay, I'm going to release the ass back.
He said the ass still popping and shaking, man. Even though black people get killed and they on the front, the ass still getting thrown back daily. That ass is still getting thrown back.
No matter what, I don't care what happens in the United States of America or across the global world, ass is gonna be shaking. And let that be the reason.
Always gonna be there.
And strip clubs gonna be open with it. Even in COVID, strip clubs open still, Queen. They open right now.
In reality,
I know.
If you think about it, it really needs to be, because brothers need a distraction to keep it to the real. Because any good brother that sit down there and says life is good and gets an opportunity to the strip club is going to the strip club for a minute. You ain't got to get buck wild, but you can, let it go for a minute. And that's a release from everything else that's happening in the world and the universe. And that's what music and rap music is supposed to do. It's supposed to give you all levels of the game, sad, the happy, and the whole thing. And right now we're working on the next. We just shot another video Saturday. We redid Bob Dylan's "Knocking on Heaven's Door."
Okay.
And we did it in a hip hop way, and it ain't gonna be no new modern, all this stuff with all these special effects on it. We gonna hit them in the soul because we got black people out here dying. And
did you have to get that cleared, or that was straight, or you just redid it?
No, we replayed everything.
Okay.
But
okay.
I don't know if they're gonna come back at the brother one way or another, but it don't matter because it's all replayed. We didn't take none of his thing. We took the same guitar lick. You gonna know it's knocking on heaven's door because that's what's happening.
Right.
We got all the brothers that died from Black Sea to the people that have died out here, man, and these police and stuff. And Bay Boy is the kind of artist that wants to be socially conscious. At the same time, he's from Army Street. They slang. And if you got any problems, that's what it did. And his album is going to be reflective of that. It's called City Life, and he got the City Life, the Katana thing on there. We got the Change on You, because we speaking. It's like what I put on this other song. It's like what Pac used to tell me. He said, I may not be the person that's going to change the world, but
I'll be the spark. I'll spark
one of my objectives is to come out here and spark the brain that might change the world.
Right.
So when I put out and I listen to songs, because I listen to all my artists and different people come out songs, I said, man, and whether they use nigga, they use something else. If it's in context of the lyrics and I like it, I said, okay, that makes sense, but where's your dictionary, man? If every other word is nigga, then you need to read some more.
Right. Hey, Franky J, let me ask you this, not to cut you off, just briefly. I want to ask you this right quick before we get back, because we're speaking about, Frisco, all these parts. I wanted to break down Frisco, because you got like the Hunters Point and Fillmore and Sunny. You got some different parts in Army Street. Yeah, and but I want to ask you this: what do you think about coming up in Frisco, how it was back then, and everything to where? Fast forward to 2020, San Francisco in 2020. I'm sure rent is out the sky, out the roof, and I mean just the change from Frisco with the gentrification, and then that being Silicon, the Valley, everything going on with the tech shit. What is San Francisco like now compared to when you guys were there coming up?
It is actually the same. If you broke, you got a problem. The rents is high. The neighborhood wise is a little bit. I was talking to TC. They did a lot of RBL, Posse 11-5. I was just talking to TC after I talked to Jean a minute ago when I talked to her. She called me. I called TC up because we're supposed to be going in the studio to do a song for Baby's album, and he's talking about these youngsters over there. But you got Double Rock, you got Hunters Point, you got Fillmore. Back in the day, there used to be a little bit of a conflict between. It's like, it wasn't no gangs, but if you from Fillmore, you can't be rolling up in the HP just rolling around having a good time. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just ain't.
Right.
It ain't cool. But depending on who you are, you could roll from Fillmore to Double Rock, Hunters Point, whatever. You got to watch yourself. But you can roll up there. The beautiful part about, and this is why Fo was a big, and actually Fo has sold more records than anybody in any rapping artist in San Francisco that goes to Paris, any of them. We done sold more records. We the number one artist out of San Francisco, which is why we in the San Francisco Music Hall of Fame over there.
Okay.
But it's just because, and the Bay Area is just game related. It's like 40 says. You're from the soil. You got conflicts with this person or that person, and you never know what the conflict is about. Because it could be that he said, she said shit, and it's still that same way now. But if you got some G's up in it you can go holler at, then you sit down and say, well, we cool with that, and that stuff gets squashed. And right now, the way the town is, they done built all the way through Hunters Point, they done built the rich way, they done divided the thing, and they done moved the black people out of Fillmore and put the rich white people up in there from Silicon Valley and moved them all out or whatever else. But, and like we used to go around the different parts of the country and say, oh, you from Frisco, man, that's where the gays is at. That's where the players is at. If you really think about it, that's where Fillmore swings.
Right, that's always been a misconception as well.
Man,
Yeah.
You got it fucked up. If you got to read the book, you got to read the book. That's where Fillmore Slim and Pimpin' started, bro. And actually,
yes, sir.
last year, we got a Black Entertainment Award with Fillmore Slim. We was at Fillmore Slim, and it's, man. So the game, the Bay is still going to be the Bay, man. There's haters. This is the place where you got the most haters in the country. And they also got the most players. So you just got to figure out how to divide your sauce.
Right.
The rent is high, and you got to make a living up in here because being broke in the Bay, it ain't good. Because you got to go across the bridge. But you still got some youngsters and a lot of people in the Bay that, believe it or not, the distance between San Francisco and Oakland is less than 2 miles, right? You got a number of folks that will not go across the bridge and associate in San Francisco. And you got some San Francisco brothers that will not go across the Bay to mess with North Oakland, East Oakland, or West Oakland.
And why is that?
Fear. It's like Star Trek. They don't know nothing about adventures. They don't know nothing about. Because when you go over there, you got to come with some game because you get tossed up real quick with that okie doke. Coming in and thought you was hard. It's just like when I took JT the Big Figure, San Quinn, and a gang of fools. I put them in a van, and I said, we're going to do the Players Club tour across the United States. I said, what are we going to do? We got in a van and drove all the way from California, went through Houston, Dallas, stopped in Alabama, Atlanta, went up to Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, stopped off, hollered at clubs, and did everything over there. You can't do that shit no more. But we weren't scared to go do that.
Right.
And that's what you had to do.
That's the game. That's the game.
Well, that's the hustle.
Lessons to the game, right?
Blessings to the game. No, I mean, that's the hustle, but the game, like you just said, you have to have the game in you, though, already to be able to do these things and work these things out and move around like that, you know?
And you can't be afraid, and you can't put it in the thing. This is the music industry. Let's be clear about the music industry. Everybody says the music industry is a cutthroat game and you can get got. Well, all these cats that want to be in the music game perceive to have some knowledge of the dope game. So what's the difference? If you on this side of the thing, it's like people talking about Richmond or coming from Vallejo, with 40 and Vallejo and Richmond and San Francisco. We did songs with everybody in Richmond. That's how I hooked up with P. That's my nigga. I tell you, if you ever get a chance to talk to P, ask about Franky J. Me and P done bucked some corners. And you can't be and when he came from New Orleans, come to the Bay, and the only reason P came up out of here is he wasn't afraid. You can't be afraid to go over and introduce it. If you're a new artist coming up and you see somebody else over in another part of the town that's making some noise over there, what you want to do is find out who his manager is, first of all. And if he ain't got a manager, don't fuck with him. Second part is holler at him and say, my name is so-and-so, send him your shit and see, can we do a song together? And then you collaborate. That way, now his followers become your followers, and your followers become his followers. And if he's mad at you, then he don't want to sell no shit from where you live at, and that's wrong. You got the game twisted. You got to manipulate and associate. And the thing about the Bay Area, as opposed to the rest of the country, like New York, Atlanta, Cleveland, because we even did stuff with even when Eazy-E was in there playing, is the fact that you can't be afraid to go out and do songs with these folks. The thing that differs the Bay Area from all these other places is people in the Bay don't join. Because you got the TIs and what you call them, we can get a group of players that kind of, brothers in the Bay, man, I ain't joining your shit. What you talking about, man? I got my own shit. Which is why they got them big labels that come up and they got the big record deal. You know what I mean? Right. So the Bay is independent. Everybody's a player. We got our own shit. You can be on my shit, but I'm not with you on your shit. This is where the haters at. This is where the players is at. They're not joining us.
I heard that.
Okay.
Hey, tell us about your experience with Michael Jackson.
Oh, Mike, I got hooked up with Michael Jackson through Lionel Richie and Donald Boyette and Ricky Laws. Ricky used to be the drummer. Was the drummer? He was on the Arsenio Hall show. Ricky was the baddest drummer in L.A. And he did a lot of stuff with Whitney Houston, Preston Glass, and all the rest of them. And they said, well, they had an opening for a road manager to do, and they knew I knew management or whatever else. So I went on the Beat It tour with Michael Jackson. I went all over the world. And then when Michael Jackson got done, he said, Lionel Richie said, well, man, because that was my dog, because I'm a Libra, and Lionel's a Libra. And we got to talking one night after he met my girl. He said, well, you seem kind of cool. And I went on tour with Lionel Richie on the Dancing on the Ceiling tour.
Wow. Wow. That you talking some major shit now. Damn. And this was before you did your other thing, huh?
Oh, yeah. Because I was always intertwined with the music, because it come back, because I always wanted to write and I wanted to produce. But you understand, I don't have no musical background. I just knew I knew music, and I knew what people liked, and I wanted to be around artists and people that created stuff that wasn't there before. And I wanted to get in with them to go down, and I used to talk to them and said, man, I got this song, whatever else, and I sat down and with Donald Boyette, they call him Sticks, and Donald was the bass player for the Pointer Sisters. That's how I got with the Pointer Sisters and Tony, because that's my dog. Anytime they would come up and do the OJ, whenever they would do something, he would be the bass player, and since it was my dog, whenever they was at, I was at. But when I got in there...
Oh, go ahead.
When I got in there, I started talking to them, and they all told me the same thing. They said, Frank, you know what? What you need to do, Franky J, is you need to create your own shit. And that's what I did with Ragtop and Forte.
Hey, tell us about working with the Spinners as well for the remix.
Oh, the Spinners was really easy because I had a connection through Joe Bett and a couple other people, because I had done the Spinners. It's one of them things where the I'll Be Around song came about when Forte, we had just released Players Club. No, we had released Players Club. I had finished Players Club, and I said this is going to be a smash single, because and I let what's his name? Everybody knows his name. It'll come back to me. I'll give his name. And he said, "Man, Franky J, if you release that song, it's going to be a smash. God damn it, Sway listened to it before anybody.
Right. Okay.
He said, when you release that bitch, that's going to be a bomb." I said, okay. The next day I tell Fo, I said, where you at? This nigga calling me on a prison penitentiary line. Man, I got locked up because I didn't come to the thing. I said, nigga, what? We was on the phone. He independent. I said, we're going to hold up releasing Players Club. But, bruh, we done put all this work in. So here's what I want to do. I always did an old school song on every album I ever put out with Forte. I always would do a remake. And I said, if you really serious about this going forward, bro, we're going to do the I'll Be Around. And Fo was in the penitentiary, and he wrote I'll Be Around. And when he got out, he picked it up. I took him right to the studio, and he spit I'll Be Around. That's how that came to be.
Wow.
And then I had to holler at the Spinners and said, we're getting ready to, use you guys on the hook. And they said, wait, a rap song? But I already had connections. Remember, I told you, I said, I've been around. I hollered at some people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the thing for me was, and the blessing for me was, which is not really a blessing because that's where I come from, I do straight business, and I talk straight, and I do right by people, which made it easy for me to have the Spinner say it's okay for you to use it. With a 50-50 split. because you got to negotiate how much they get and how much you get.
Right.
And I said, and by the way, would you guys mind coming to the Bay Area to do a video? Oh, hell yeah. Put them up at the Hyatt on Broadway. Got the liquor and stuff. Spent because Bo was doing something else, running around chasing. I don't know what he was chasing, but I spent the whole night with the Spinners. We was drinking all night, talking shit.
That's right.
Old school, for real.
That's classic.
Yeah.
That's classic. Legendary shit.
But
hey,
relationship.
Right. Hey, Frankie J, let me take a call right quick, man. I got somebody on my bat line. Want to holler at you.
Speak on it.
What's going on, sir? Frankie J. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing okay. Who this?
Man, my name is Tweet Cadillac, man. I don't know if you ever heard of me. I'm an old school artist. But you had mentioned Ricky Lawson. I grew up to be a drummer. Ricky Lawson was a bad dude. He was one of my idols. Man, yeah, he passed, and I think it was like 2013. But that man played on the Bad Tour. Man, he played for Quincy, Al Jarreau, George Benson. I know who Ricky Lawson is, man. He was a bad man. And also no pressing glass. But my question was, you were absolutely right about the Bay Area because I'm originally from South Central, but my girl is from Richmond. And the first time I went to the Bay, she told me I was too friendly. Don't be trying to speak to people. Don't acknowledge people on the streets. And like, why? Because I'm, in L.A., you got to look up. If a brother's walking down the street coming towards you, you walking toward him, you better look into his eyes, so you can figure out what's going to happen. But in the Bay, it's completely different, and it tripped me out because nobody looks at you. Nobody acknowledges you. And you can't just say hello to somebody. And I thought that was weird as fuck. I remember going to Frisco to EA-ski spot, and I guess our LA dress, because I be starched and things of that nature. And when I walked up in there, I was with somebody that knew EA-ski, but they was looking at me like kind of funny. I guess my gear, they knew that I wasn't from there, and they just don't really. What's the word I'm looking for? Bay Area dudes are non-sociable, especially in Oakland. It's like I remember getting out the car, going into a liquor store in Oakland, and there was like 6 dudes out in front of the liquor store, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't know these dudes, but I ain't tripping. So I just get out, and I'm walking through the store, and everybody, they was in a full conversation. As I got closer to the door where they was, everybody turned their back and started walking away. And I'm like, wow, I thought that was weird. Because in L.A., you would get, niggas be looking you up and down, trying to smell fear like a shark. But in the Bay,
where you from?
It's completely different. It's a whole nother way. I've been to East Oakland, West Oakland, Frisco, Richmond, Vallejo. I was just in Vallejo last Sunday. Matter of fact, G-Lew, that's why I didn't listen in Sunday, man. I was back in the studio mixing. Man, it's a whole different way of life. I love the Bay. I love everything about the Bay. But, man, they move completely different. But just like you said, either you a player or you something. Feel me?
Yeah.
So I can understand the philosophy, and I can understand, how Frisco could maybe not like Oakland and vice versa. And when you said that OJ was from Frisco, I thought everybody knew that he was a star before he went to SC. I thought everybody knew.
I know him from being from LA. My bad.
No, OJ was from the projects. OJ was from the projects in Frisco. OJ is from the projects in Frisco.
The real deal on OJ is OJ was from the bottoms of the bottom.
Yeah.
He was
the real projects.
So how he turned out then? Hollywood got him like
because
that?
he got a scholarship to he got a scholarship to USC. He excelled. He was a man, first round draft choice, and he went Hollywood, got around them white bitches, and it was a wrap.
What'd he say? Say that again.
Damn.
So
he got around them white bitches.
See, during that time, and it's still true today, which is a psychic that influences black people all along, whether we want to accept it or not. A cat from the neighborhood gets some money, and right, wrong, or indifferent, they step to a white girl. And I don't know if that's inherently inbred in us that get a white girl, and it got to do with the hair and there's a whole philosophy behind that. I'm old enough to know the game and all of that, and I don't put no credence in it, but I understand that it's real. OJ came from the bottoms. As soon as he got his paper, he said, when you get your paper during that time, what you got to do? If you're a player, what you got to do? Get you a white girl.
Well, I kind of think that you almost hit that nail, but I've analyzed it, and what I've learned about cats with money and being black, a lot of times, considering the life that OJ had, he was already destined, light-skinned, handsome, charismatic, so he was surrounded by white bitches all the time. So, of course, you will find a white bitch that look kind of fly and kind of nice and will do everything that a black girl won't do, and that's how they kind of get caught up. You know, because for Dr. Dre to have a white bitch, that was the weirdest thing in the world to me. I never would have thought that would happen. But OJ, I could see it. He was in those circles. He was in that circle.
And he left his wife.
Shorty, and she was gorgeous.
Yeah, he had a black wife.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you're right.
And she was beautiful with two kids, with Jason and
Ariel,
and Arnell.
Beautiful daughter. Ariel, beautiful daughter.
Arnell.
Okay.
Man, I know the whole story of OJ. OJ got caught up. He was accepted by the white community, and he basically didn't think he was white, but he was running in a whole nother class of people. So that's how he got sucked up in the game, and
That's a whole different philosophy of stuff, and I ain't mad at no brother that sex out there, because at the end of the day, I was raised by women that basically said, bro, at the end of the day, find something that makes you happy, and I don't care what color it is. That's where I'm really at. So
that's true, too, and that's what you should do.
Find a woman that makes you happy. I don't care where she's from, what her color look like, what her hair look like, or she's short, tall, fat, whatever you need to get. Because at the end of the day, I do believe, I'm not a deeply religious person, though I do believe at the end of the day there's a judgment day. I've seen people die, and when they had time to die, I've seen a tear in their eyes, and I wonder whether that tear was for joy or was that tear was for sadness. And if it's sadness, it's because you didn't live the life you thought you could live. And if it's a tear for joy, you about to go meet the man and say, man, what a fucking ride I had, man, and what's the next phase of this bitch look like?
What a hell of a way to put it. What a hell of a way to put it, man. I got one more question, man, and, I'm going to start y'all out. Look, what I want to know is how is Forte? I saw Forte maybe 6 months ago. He came up to Santa Rosa, California, and did a concert and with Sugar Free, and I popped up in the house because I did a song with him back in 2014, and it was like, man, how was he doing?
Fo I got a whole album on Fo. I talked to him 2 weeks ago because he was supposed to have been doing a verse on this Heaven's Door video, and Fo is going through some shit right about now, man. We got a whole bunch of songs, and there's a whole bunch of, matter of fact, I got a European, if this COVID hadn't hit, there was a European tour stand. Fo going through some shit. But
help him out. Can you help him?
Oh, yeah. That's my dog.
Well, that's what you need to be doing. That's what you need to be doing. And when you see him, see him, tell him Tweed Cadillac said, man, God bless you, man. All you got to do is say Tweed Cadillac, and he'll know the fuck I am.
I'm putting the name, Tweed Cadillac, right here. I'm putting it on the paper.
There you go, from Penthouse Players.
He'll know exactly who I am.
He gonna be all right, man. He gonna drop next year. We gonna drop this album out for him because he's fighting this thing, and people is in his ear talking about these new booties out here talking about they don't want to hear that. Fuck that, man. They want to hear you, folks. Don't worry about.
Oh yes,
don't worry about
of course they do. Of course, I know for a fact. I was there. I can show you footage. Oh yes, they still want to hear him. And this club that he performed at, it was the whole crowd was all Mexicans and white people. I think I was the only black dude that was in the audience. You feel me?
See, that's funny.
So, yes.
The real thing is, I was just talking to Black C at RBL Posse yesterday, and we was talking about this very same thing. And it's really funny because there's a lot of black folks that don't understand. We got Black C and a lot of these things. We got a lot of Mexican and a lot of white and a lot of people following, and they grew up on the music.
Man, they was singing every word to the nigga songs, man. I mean, he had a great time. I had a great time, and I just popped up because the club just happens to be 5 minutes away from my crib. So I just popped up just to pop up. And, man, I'm in a one-horse town. You feel me? Yeah. A taco town is what I call it.
Know this. In January, Forte's Greatest Hits is coming out with a plaque. And we also dropping a new album. There's some songs on there that people ain't never heard. It was sugar free, and man, they got so much music on this that I'm sitting down there getting ready to put out. And 2021, you can tell anybody you know, say Forte is back and he's still fucking with Franky J, and we gonna do what we do.
Man, I would definitely do that. Man. Give me something hard to do. I got one more question, and I'm gonna leave y'all alone. Do you remember old school artists by the name of Mac Vo?
Mac Vo.
Yeah,
No.
Mac Vo. That's his name. He had a song out that was all on the radio, on the box. It was called Players Only. Pimpin', Perkin', Poppin'. Mac Vo. Mac, M-A-C-V-O. Mac Vo. He's from the Bay. I was always wondering whatever happened to that cat, too. I really like his style. I figure if I talk to some OGs, maybe they'll know whatever happened to Mac Vo.
No, I don't know what happened, but I'm going to look it up, man, and see what's really happening. Because one of the things I was just talking to because one of the things that I'd missed all the years is I never did a song with E.A. Ski, and I'm friends with Ski. And me and him been talking about my new artists and stuff coming up. And Ski, I always been down with Ski. So,
matter of fact, his album came out in 1995. It came out in Yep. He had the hit single. He got a video and everything.
I'm gonna get that on for you, Tweet.
The hit single was called "Players Only." That was the name of the track.
I'm gonna get that on.
But man, if I could find that dude, man, I'd fuck with him just on a various amount of reasons. Yeah. Also, if you could play that song with me and Forte, man, that'd be cool too. And my group, the Pimp Council, that'd be cool too. But man, if y'all know, huh?
Give me something hard to do, like you say.
Oh, find Mac Vo for me. Find Mac Vo for me, nigga. That's
hard to
do. Cause I've been looking for this cat for I've been looking for Mac Vo for almost 20 years, man. And I
can't give me nothing hard to do, Tweet.
I got some connections in the Bay. I'm gonna check it out, and I'm gonna holler back at my boy on this. I'm gonna holler back at G-Lew on this, and I'm gonna let him know what I find out. Give me a few days, and I'll knock on some doors. See what's really.
Hey, look, Mac Vo had a producer, light skinned dude with a ponytail. His name not Treetop, T-Tone C-Note. That's who the producer was. It was a light-skinned cat with a ponytail named C-Note.
I know C-Note.
Not C&H. C&H?
No, C-Note.
No, not
C. Oh, C-Note.
No, C-Note.
Okay. C-Note.
C-Note's from the city. He fucks with the city.
Oh, he had an album out too.
I believe it was.
He had an album out too, like a compilation one time. That shit was hard. C-No.
Right,
I
he
remember
was
that
an
cat.
executive producer. He
CeeLo,
was an executive
they had
producer.
like a compilation out.
CeeLo, I know I can call. I can call Herm Lou from over there at the Hard in the Ghetto. Herm Lou, I talk to Herm Lou all the time, and that's kind of funny. You mentioned bring it up. You talking about the difference between the way it was back in the day with regards to the Bay Area and San Francisco and stuff, and it's funny because actually, and this happened 2 weeks ago during COVID. I'm going to send you a link that you have to look at after we get off the phone. And Herm Lou and a couple of the G's over in San Francisco put together a softball tournament in the middle of COVID. And it was the most beautiful goddamn thing you would ever want to see because everybody came out. There was cars 7 deep. Everybody was riding around. There was masks. There was black businesses all over the place. And there was a softball tournament that was going on with free food, barbecue, beans, chicken, ribs, drink, and nobody got killed. And it was in the middle of Hunters Point, in the middle of the day, on an 85-degree day. And then Demons of the Mind was popping, Lonnie Green was popping, Stan Hammer came through for a minute. The Oakland players came through for a minute. They dropped off with their little drop top, and there was nothing but love. And so, with regards to how the Bay is right now, there is some G's up here like Sauce, Herm Lou, JT, TC that used to do RBL 11.5 and them. He was DJing. These brothers are still breathing and alive. They got kids, they got women, they got jobs, but we still out here trying to represent the town in a correct way, rather than have to go do somewhere you got to shoot up something.
That's what's up.
2 weeks ago, man. That's what's really that's the love we got in the Bay. And then 40 just did something with Fab over in Oakland. They had a little barbecue, whatever else. They was giving stuff out to the kids. So we went down over there, saw Fab. 40 was over there. Sure, don't never be nowhere anyway. But you know, Aunt Beezy. I was just in the studio 2 weeks ago with Aunt Banks because he's in Arizona now. Aunt Beezy getting ready to come out with a new little joint, whatever else. So from the Bay in the town, like you said, it's real. If you step to them or whatever else, they ain't going to step away. And as a matter of fact, I was trying to get MC Pooh to come and don't fucking with Dank, because I used to live across the street from Pooh. He used to drink liquor in front of my house. My wife said, man, I don't like him. I said, Pooh is cool. So
I remember Lake Merritt back in the 80s. Man, it was so cool, man. It was just so cool, man.
Off the chain. Now, last Sunday we went down there, man. They got weed stations on Lake Merritt where they got the dudes, roster dudes sitting up there with pounds of weed, man. They're selling it on the streets at the lake.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised.
Goes down.
And the food, the Oakland food is great as well. Las Palmas. Oh, man, they got the Dubai fries. Oh, my God, it's all the way cool. Man, the Bay
Good
is...
looking out, bro. Good looking out.
Popping,
Thank you for hollering. Thank you for hollering.
Man, I'm out. Peace, y'all.
Tweet Cadillac.
Peace.
Tweet Cadillac. Peace. Let me do this right quick.
Queen Jean.
Right let me go get some ice.
Tweet Cadillac.
Queen Jean.
Tomorrow night. Hey, hold on, Tweet. Hold on, Tweet. Who we got tomorrow night before you go?
Tomorrow night we got radio. Mr. What was his name? His name, oh my God, Arnell D. Carmichael from Ray Parker and Junior and Radio. We gonna get into some funk tomorrow night, man. 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. Yes, sir.
93.3 FM ism.
It's going down.
We'll
Fine back, folks.
Fine back, folks. Tweet Cadillac, rapping folks, hey, man. The pimp, man. LA to the Bay, man. Shit, what can I say, man? The money just follows us, though, Jack. Dig that.
Wherever we at is where the money's at. The bikinis, Barcelonis, and Tweet Cadillac. I am the rapper that they call Forte. Collect a major pay about the Golden State. Hello, wherever we at is where the money's at. The bikinis, Barcelonis, and Tweet Cadillac. I am the rapper that they call for tape. Collect a major pay out of the Golden State. Get your back up off the wall. I'm huddled up with the baddest in the business, so we headed to the players bar. We done did it again, flip the gang of them ends, and I'm loving it from buckets to him and her bins. Blowing cookies and living life just like a gladiator. Sucker, ducker, dummy, dodging player haters. Congratulations to you bosses all over the world, and all you up-and-coming players with all these girls. Remember, money over matter, that's all I can say. And if you're still caped up at the end of the day, call it a blessing to be able to read between the lines, because it's big in the mind. Hey, dot your I's and cross your T's, flip cheese, 360 degrees. Watch some gold diggers after the whole fitting hardness, regardless. And there's some cold niggas. Wherever we at, that's where the money's at. The bikinis, Bossolinis, and tweet Cadillac. I am the rapper that they call for tape. Collect a major pay up out of the Golden State. Hello, wherever we at, that's where the money's at. The bikinis, Bossolinis, and tweet Cadillac. I am the rapper that they call for tape. Collect a major pay up out of the Golden State. Hello.
On the mic, we been known to come nice. Step up in the booth, get to spit no side. Rap in the game, it's a hell of way of life. I done gave 25 with a L for these stripes. Me and Forte Slim gets love. Rolling in the pimp lane to the Players Club. If you seek and you search, you will find top shelf game intertwined in a rhyme. Figure slam, a stomp down P-Pal. Boy, get around, so we linked up in SoCal. Now we got it popping like corn. Blade running after 3:30 in the morning. We do that, feather in my temp tab. Jump up out the lag, get the captain where your daddy at. If baby ain't tripping finna roll, internet, endo, E1 fold. And everything we get, we done earn. Stick to the rules of the game that we learn. It's all about the money and the stash. Stay still, ready for your ass.
Wherever we at, that's where the money's at. The bikinis, Bossolinis, and tweet Cadillac. I am the rapper that they call for tape. Collect a major pay up out of the Golden State. Hello, wherever we at, that's where the money's at. The bikinis, Bossolinis, and tweet Cadillac. I am the rapper that they call for tape. Collect a major pay up out of the Golden State.
Dave,
what's up, cuz?
Well, give me one of them OEs, cuz.
Where they at?
In the refrigerator, fool.
All right, turn the radio on for me.
All right.
I check, haha, Julio G. Motherfuckers represent Westside Radio to the fullest. Be-I it? Let's get into this.
With double balls, cuz.
That's right, baby boys up in here. 2 turntables, 2 Mexicans, and a bunch of bitches.
Slow jamming with Kevin, slow jamming James. Yeah, I love my slow jams. I love that gangster shit too.
Make sure to tune in to OG Sunday, Westside Wednesday. My comrade G-Lew is going down. His request number is 914-803-4001. Listen to him live. Listen to me live at 347-855-8436. You want to know about my life, my experience, my progression? Hit me up on tweetcadillac.com.
Hey, this right here is going out to the Swede, Mac Vo. I had to pull it out the crate.
I praise God for putting something great up in the belly of my mother. A man, not a moy, but a young, strong motherfucker. This goes out to the players that I feel that's real and nothing personal but fact is still. And you can keep busting that gat, but I'll be fucking with these niggas chopping game, working job hats, cracking champagne glasses when we toast, gum nose in his nose. Player haters get gross consistently every time on a daily basis. Everywhere I go, I'm seeing rock wall of faces, call it what you want to. I ain't tripping, this is some real shit. Not no studio pimping, this type of shit that'll hit, that'll last. Forever pimping, never slipping to the world, I'm an outcast. It's like this when a young brother ain't phony, call for and fly, telling him to meet me at the place. I'm players only, yeah. Now I only fuck with pimps, you know. Won't save a hoe or give them dough. Just the everyday straight up knock a bitch. Like Too Short said, bitch, I'm getting rich. Straight ahead, player, ain't no stopping. I'm just pimping, playing, perking, and popping. Please, and big tips. They wanna see see me falling like McMall. I'm sick with this. I'm staying on my toes like backtrack. Catch me posted at the track like all damn day. I'm out here trying to get my mail to bubble. Never let the punk bitch give me too much trouble. So bitch, what you got for that? I look right at you when you hopped out that caddy. So break yourself, bitch, you know I'm phony. Now tell me, you fucking with this player only. Players only, yeah. Players only, players only. Every day is players only, yeah. The motherfuckers like Blue Down, go to the Mac. The player ham and tweet Cadillac. Professional, international, money making people. This is for the players only, ain't no sequel. You bear witness that you're seeing with your own eyes. You got to realize, recognize in 85, and 86, 97, and 88. They done fucked around and let Mac vote out the gate. And watch me take off like Dion. And have motherfuckers hopping up and down like reruns. Niggas soaked up some if you ain't sucker free. Suckers tight up on their hoes in the presence of a beat. In this game we're not lame, but who's to blame? For our name and the shame and the pain we bring. Down and dirty about my scratch, me and my homies. Pimp shit, Mac shit. Every day is players only.
Me and my homies, we tied it in the club. We chop a lot of games, how we do it at the Players Club. Jump the pool or kick it in the club, cause we keep much ass at the Players Club. I got a hoe named Real DeReal. She got a buddy named SB12. Now you know the deal. We get freaky in the studio late night. That's why the beats that you hear coming real tight. Something to roll to, something to stroll to. If you's a player in the game, this'll hold you. More money for the bankroll. Stick to the script, don't slip in the 9-4. A lot of fools put salt in the game to where these women get the notion that they running the game. I run my own and I'm my own self person. No respect make the situation worsen. Feel more HP than Sunnydale. There's a Players Club everywhere you dwell. Lakeview, PH, and Orange Street. A different part of town, a different kind of freak. I just wiggle my toes on a mink rug and press play on remote at the Players Club. Me and my homies, we tied it in the club. We chop a lot of game, that's how we do it at the Players Club. Jump the pool or keep it in the club, cause we keep much ass at the Players Club. More champagne, Mr. Forte. From day one, I had to get my money right. Me flying Franky J, we took an airplane flight. They wanted to hear rap. I said, I bet. We dropped the beat, I grabbed a mic, and then they wrote a check. A few G's for the pocket, no hesitation. Took a flight back to the Golden State, and shops made orders from a whole new capital. The word was getting out, Otae's out rappable. Don't need a Glock, but I bought one just in case. I could try to stop me from pursuing my paper chase. So the change is on, because it don't stop. I got the beat, I got the rap, you make the Glock pop. So treacherous, and suckers pick sweaters on a bad day. By the way, just in case you never heard of rapping Forte, I'm on a smooth tip. Never tripping on them suckers popping off of the lip. I pop the top off the drink and we can roll some dank, bro. Leave the gat at the house, bring some dominoes. Kick off your shoes, relax and get a body rub. And shoot your mackin' at these women at the Players Club. Me and my homies, we tied it in the club.
Yes, sir. Rapping Forte Players Club. We put it all on the map. And I noticed in those verses, like the homie Franky J said, Forte said, leave the gat at the house, man. You know what I mean? Just bring the game.
Leave the gat at home. Bring the dominoes.
Bring the dominoes.
And shoot your Mac at these women at the Players Club. You know, you got to shoot something, shoot your Mac at.
That part.
It's funny because when we was doing that song, I had a conversation with folks. I said, man, you know, you can't say folks out rappable. That ain't no damn word. But if I say on the East Coast, he said, I don't give a shit. That shit sound good. Out rappable. What's that?
That's right. Forte's out rappable.
Yeah. How do you be out rappable, man? What is that? And I said, man, okay, it sounds good. Leave it in there. That's cool. That was actually my second song. That was actually the third song I ever produced or I came out trying to produce. I did 4 Days Back, Boom Boom, Rapping with Flow, and I did one other song before that, and then I did Players Club. That's when I took my hands. I had my little sonic keyboard.
That's gold, ain't it?
Huh?
Players Club, that's gold, ain't it? It's yeah, for sure.
It went gold in a number of places that they ain't got them on the charts on there because It'll live and die. Because when we go do shows, wherever we go, we drop that bound and then it's on.
Yeah.
Because it's about a level of the game that basically says, you know, that's where the world got to turn to, some more player shit and stop all this fighting and killing and all this other stuff and shoot your macking at these women, because that's what we really want to do anyway. We want to have some fun. We want to take care of our families and then holler at some real people. And then when we go party somewhere and have a drink, because I talked to a dude, because P told me this way back in the day, man, if you filthy rich and you got a house with a pool and you the only one at the pool, man, you ain't done nothing.
Wow.
That's why the Players Club going to live beyond me, and they're going to be playing it to Gone, whatever else. And I love the fans out there that keep it popping, because quarterly they send me my paper because our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed, and we're going to keep the
They give you them 99 cents.
Hey, more than 99 cents, and I get all of them.
No, I'm fucking with you. No, I'm fucking with you, though. 99 cents.
But no. You ain't fucking with me. You talking the real, because at the end of the day, that 99 cent times 100,000, talking.
It adds up.
Right.
That's mathematics.
I ain't worried about nothing. I roll the Benz anyway. But now, and they keep it coming. And then all the other songs, and then I had to negotiate a deal with Only God Could Judge Me, because Death Row had that. And they talking about, well, we ain't going to give folk money. That's some bullshit. We got to get my niggas on there. We going to get our pennies, man. What is you talking about? So we had to go.
You're talking about a diamond album.
Yeah. Got to give me, hey, man. Hey, because if you out there, and this is for all the new artists, and we'll keep it real. It's all for you new artists. Y'all can mess with Spotify and all these other damn things they got running around talking about you can do this and do that. Bro, look, let me tell you something. My grandfather told me, if you got somebody else collecting your money, you're getting less than what you deserve. So you want to set up a situation where you collect all your money. Don't worry about $5,000 over here if somebody else is collecting it. If I'd rather get 1,000 on my side than some other motherfucker collecting 5,000 and he gonna send it to me.
Right.
Get your paper. And right now they putting out music, and that's the funny thing, because it's kind of funny, which I stayed out of. And people said, Frankie J, how you feel about coming back into the game now since it's done changed with the internet streaming and all this other stuff? And I said it's the same game. It's the same game. If you want to sell your music to a major record label and they give you a percentage of the situation and give you an advance, that's one thing. Or you do like Master P, it says, own your own stuff. Yeah, I don't care if you buy music online, do your licensing with them, do your agreement, whether it's $100, $200 to get it, whatever else. Put it in your name. Call these people up. It's easy to get your stuff on the publishing and get your publishing paper correctly. So you got a publishing name. First of all, get you a manager to say you got a publishing name, and then set your publishing name up. Go to Bank of America, Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank, open you a business checking account where you can sit down and deduct. So motherfuckers don't know, if you got a record company and you got a business account at a major bank, when you go have drinks down at the bar, you can deduct the drinks as a business deduction. And don't have to pay taxes on it and use the dollar and have a good drink. More ice cubes, please. This is what I'm telling you. They
Come on now.
Business, they talking game. What they want to do is be they want to be famous instead of making some money so they can help their mom and their kids and their child support shit out. Stop being famous and get your dimes. Trying to nickel back in the day, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
Right.
Get your pennies, man. And the pennies add up because it's worldwide. Because in Europe they listening. They listen.
Japan.
And in America, the hip hop in America for old school and rap, they haters. Let's keep it real. They haters because they ain't fucking with you because they got a partner down the street that's messing with you. But if you keep throwing rocks at them, like P always said, sooner or later they gonna bite the song and their girl gonna like it, and then you gonna hear it and say, okay, I'm fucking with him. And if you download anybody's music for free, you're cheating. Keep doing what you're doing. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. But you're an artist. Anybody you know that is an artist, and you can't respect the fact that if you like their music, you can't give them the 99 cents, then I don't know what you're doing. You're probably voting for Trump. That's what I'm saying.
You're right. Giving
And if
people
you-
their
and for
99 cents, man.
Yeah.
Stop playing with the game.
Stop playing with the game. But if you want to go to Spotify and Amazon and the rest of them, and they collect the 99 cents for your download, which is cool because you don't got your business type yet, that's cool to use them and to do that on there. But understand, set your account up where you can sit down there, and they set it up where you get your little money from there. Keep an eye on them people. Keep an eye on them people and say, do
because you don't know what they collecting. How many downloads you got? People won't even know. You just know what they tell you.
Yeah, because, well, you can look on there and see. They give you, like, CD Baby.
But people
CD
won't
Baby
do that. They'll just go off of what they give you, though. But they won't look at the stats themselves. They'll just wait on the monthly thing. Because I used to do it. Before you get deep in the game, like you said, paying attention to everything you need to do, you just go off of what you think or what they tell you.
Yeah. But the other thing that's very relevant for artists is all artists aren't scheduled to do the business side of the equation. They're supposed to be artists because being part of the business side of the equation takes away from you being an artist. It will, because you're worried about too many fucking things. If you're trying to blow balloons up and then find out the helium that go in the balloons, you're doing too much. Like I used to tell folks, be rapping Forte. I got everything else. Kiss babies,
right.
Go talk to the girls down the street, whatever else. I got everything else.
But that's the part too, especially in today's game, getting somebody you can trust to do that though, because everybody don't have what Franky J. You understand? So it's like maybe artists are trying to pay attention to everything. Yeah.
And that's your main objective as a new artist coming out, whether you aspire to be on a label or aspire to do your own stuff. You still have to put your things in a row. What do you need? It's like the man said, when you need, if you're getting ready to go out the house, you need some drawers and you need some pants. You may not have the correct pants on right now, but that's what you aspire to do. So part of your mission in your development is to sit down and say, I need a management team, because nobody, I tell people you can't go to the Super Bowl with a college coach. You can't do it. And you can't be the artist standing on the stage in the back in the VIP area talking to the little girls over there and say he cute over that way, and then go check out the dude that's supposed to be doing the show and you got your money. So if you're out there trying to chase your money and the girl over there, go do that and find you somebody that can go chase your money that's got love. And the biggest thing you need to ask them, if they got love for you, then you can stay with them. And don't let the money part you, let the game part you. And you can set your paper up, and you don't need no lawyer. Don't be paying no lawyer no $250, $300 to set no agreement. It's an 8.5 by 11. What you need to do is A, B, C, D, read in school. You can do it on an 8.5 by 11, one piece of paper. Nigga, you get this, and I get that. And if we break up, you get yours, and I get mine, and then we all good. Ain't no argument. The dude down the street talking shit, he wasn't even on the paper. It's 8.5 by 11, one piece of paper. Sign your name here. And if you can't read, don't sign it. Take it to your mama or somebody that can read. It's that simple.
That part.
Okay, there it is. That's the game. And with that, Franky J, with that being said right there, great segue, because we got a couple minutes left. I think we ended it perfectly. Anything you want to leave these people with, because you just gave the game up. That's a perfect way to end this segment. With anything else before we get you back, because we got to bring you back, man. We got some more to talk about. But what do you want to leave the people with?
Ragtop, we doing player shit. Bay Boys getting ready to come out next year, and we dropping, and we just and we got love for anybody. And go to Ragtop Entertainment is my YouTube channel. We're going to be putting out videos to everything, and we keeping it real. We're not shooting no people in the forehead. We socially conscious, and shoot your macking at these women and holler.
He said we not shoot nobody in the forehead. I know that's right.
We got to shoot nobody. And we instituting the major thing that's coming out to 2021, and this is very important. It's the OG code. Because right now, we got folks out here that don't know what the book says. And we got some rules and regulations to the game. It's about messing with somebody's girl, going across town, and how you act and whole thing. It's in the OG code. There's some basic stuff out here. It's like kindergarten, A, B, C, D, and you'll be okay. Stop hating, start congratulating. Franky J, we go always do the player shit. We be out.
That part. Franky J, y'all. OG Franky J, Ragtop Records. The legend has spoken. Queen Jean, take us out of here, Queen.
Peace and love to you, Franky J. I'm going to
holler
continue
at
to
Queen. I
follow
got the
you.
24-hour number now, boo. I'm going to be hitting it up. What?
Keep that on the low.
No kakalaki, I'm coming.
Love kakalaki.
Peace and love to you and blessings to your prosperity, Franky J. It was a pleasure conversing with you.
Holler at me anytime, man.
We got you.
The number ain't going to change.
Franky J, y'all. Christmas album coming soon, right in time for Christmas. Ragtop Records. Ragtop Records. Follow him now again. Tell him where to follow you at again, Franky.
And it says correct speech, Franky J. You know it's real. It's often imitated, but never duplicated. Get out.
Don't sleep on that YouTube page. Don't like and subscribe.
Yeah, follow the YouTube page right now.
Coming out, boy. We got some greatest hits coming out with the placard that's going to be selling for $250. There's only going to be 100 of them coming out in the universe, in the world. And if you're a Forte fan, you would want to get up on this placard because we got everybody on this. The album going. It's a double CD. It's going bump, bump, bump.
There it is. There it is. G-Lew Show. World famous G-Lew Show, Westside Wednesdays, Franky J, Ragtop Records, Queen Jean, G-Lew, 93 Tweed, FM Ism, After Six Cruise Mix tomorrow night, radio live on the premises, as Tweed would say. Shout out to BTP Media Group, who makes it all happen. Jeff Kwan, you dig, the GLewShow.com, tap in. Megalicious, all the ladies, all the fellas, my homeboy Rev Ali down there in the SD. We'll be around. Westside.
Ragtop Records, may I help you?
Can I speak to Fo?
One moment, please. He's around.
Yo, what's up? What's up, Fo? Man, I know you finished that cut for the radio. As a matter of fact, Fly, I just finished it, baby boy. Don't worry about nothing. I'll be around. Backstage on tour with my homie Young Fly, even I'll be sure. Never hesitate to call me after I'm done, cause homie I'm real and always true to my loved ones. Too many wakes and funerals full of tears. You say there's something on your mind, well hey, I'm all ears. Cause ain't nobody thinking about the phone, they're just choosing it. A lot of my homies stuck in the pen for life of losing it. Call up your folks, you keep thinking about home. Recorder keeps repeating, there's a block on the phone. And all this is enough to make a brother's nerves bad. Reminds me of a situation that I once had. Spent this, endless, relentless, tremendous women on my jacket. Don't nobody mind their business. He say, she say, throwing salt about. They choose to talk about you cause there's nothing else to talk about. Talk about the show and the flow and all the clout. Then be real with yourself and talk about it. Turns it out it's not hard to compete with one whose name is poppin'. A scary man could never win, that's why I stay clocking. Sticky like a cactus and I practice with tight stuff. Ain't tripping on these suckers cause I know they ain't tight enough. Put them on the platter like a stage and they get scared. Waiting for an intro from the foe and I'm well prepared. Fools be huffing and puffing, don't wanna see me about nothing, I'm down. And if you ever need me fly, I'll be around. I'll be around. You know I love you, boy. Life ain't based on peaches and cream. This new generation holds a whole lot of dreams. Future doctors, producers, and mothers. The list goes on, but now we're killing our brothers. And if we're killing our brothers, that means we're killing our own kind. As kids are watching, now it goes through their mind. Rat-a-tat-tat, cause you got a gat, and they want a gat. You living like that? But I'm not surprised. Just look what's televised. Shouldn't take a bullet for a brother to realize. We running the hard heads, they running the hot lead. And visit a deathbed. I feel that's enough said. Enough is enough. Too much crime building. No, I'm not a role model,
out late night, cause they feel that's right, to watch the gunplay, a bloody street fight. So I'ma be around with a funky rap G. I know how it is, and hopefully you feel me. Cause where I come from, we rap the tight beats. And if you don't hustle, that's the day you don't eat. Mom's ain't cooking, she worked a week straight. If anything, she's the one deserves a hot plate. The ghetto ain't nothing to dream about. Trying to get out, now that's something to think about. Fools might disagree, but I'ma stay sucker free. Man, I'm so black and so strong, they can't fade me. Black's a black's worst enemy, there's still no remedy. You got me full grips, till you call yourself kin to me? Jealousy, envy, I see it in your eyes. Tell me what's wrong with seeing a black man rise. I keep it funky, it's pretty hard to miss it. Now it is not explicit. A message for the mind and the moral for statistics. So I'm doing what we call a roll call, calling out the ones who want rap to take a downfall. I spit the street life, and then I go underground. Silly, it's called versatility, and I'll be around.